What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so on this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Vision and his new rework that he's going to be getting, and also his new uniform. But first, this is still on the test build, so it's still subject to change. It's still pre-update, so there could still be minor variations or tweak to Vision's rework before the live version. And also, this video is brought to you by Netmarble and the Star Agents program. So now that that is out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at Vision here. So I do still have his old uniform equipped, the Age of Ultron uniform, and I was just doing a comparison between this and his new uniform to see what's changed, if anything, and there's not much, luckily, between base Vision and the new uniform. So he does get a rework, kind of like Hyperion. He gets a rework to his base kit, and then his uniform just adds a little bit extra to that. So let's take a look here at the skills. His passive hasn't changed. His first skill now has a stun and silence. Second skill now has some burn damage. And his third skill here gets a little bit more going on for it. It has decrease all speed, decrease all defense. Again, those are just flat values that are going to apply to general enemies, not going to apply to world bosses or in GBR or anything like that. And then down there, he has some damage accumulation, which is really nice, and 1 second of all damage immune, but that is going to be longer than just the 1 second. He kind of puts an aura on the ground, and as long as that aura is up, it's going to keep refreshing that 1 second of all damage immunity, so you can take more advantage of that damage accumulation, because you want to get hit, you know, after you proc that, so you don't want to have your damage immunity go away too quickly. His 4-star passive is still the same. His fourth skill right here, we have some burn damage and a stun on it. And then finally, the fifth skill has invincibility on it. And then for the build, I have Hawk's Eye on him. That's what he came with for me. And then I have a CTP of Destruction because he does need guard break immunity to some degree. He's got enough iframes he could get away without it, but you can get kind of knocked around before getting into the fifth skill with your invincibility, and it is a little bit annoying. So I do like having guard break immunity on him, but you can just slap a regular damage proc obelisk on him and be fine. So let's take a look at the uniform over here. So first of all, well, this is his old uniform that pretty much everyone will have because it's a crystal cost uniform. For his uniform effects, the changes are going to be the debuff duration decrease for 15%, all resist by 15%, now goes to 20% for the debuff duration decrease and 30% for the all resist when you go over to the new uniform here. And then we also get an additional 20% all attack. And as you can see, there is only one skill change, and the skill change doesn't have much in terms of the animation change. So pretty much the Age of Ultron and the base Vision here are going to have the same skills as with the uniform here, just with one little exception. So let's go ahead and take a look at the skill here. The only change to the skill is the buff that he's going to get, the all attack, all speed, and crit rate buff, and remove incapacitation. So that's the only change you're getting to the skill here. The animation is pretty much the same, except for one little cameo that pops in for the fifth skill. So let's go ahead and get this going here. So the first skill, we have an iframe, then does a few punches. So just a standard kind of skill right there. Not really going to be using it too much against like world boss or anything like that. The second skill is a nice iframe though, so definitely a really good skill here. Full iframe, just does a kind of a blast at the enemies. Definitely like that skill. And now the third skill, as I was mentioning earlier, boom, he puts down kind of that aura on the ground, and as long as that aura is active, you're going to keep refreshing that 1 second of damage immunity, so you can take advantage of that by getting hit and building up your accumulation. And then the fourth skill kind of just falls back in the ground there, and he just rains down some missiles, or maybe meteors it looks like, possibly. So he's calling in the airstrike. Here we go, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, looking really good so far. And then the fifth skill, which is a really cool skill, here we go. Boom, he calls in Wanda, and she kind of like buffs him up with some of that chaos magic right there. That's going to be how he gets that all attack and crit rate boost. And then he just goes ahead and blasts them. So it's pretty nice. And the base kit version of that is basically the exact same thing, except without Wanda coming in. So he just does the blast right there and no Wanda flying in. So not much of a change in terms of the animation. So you're still going to have like the same amount of hits and stuff like that, I think. Looks like Wanda might throw a few fireballs in there, or maybe something it looks like. So maybe there's a couple more hits, but besides that, you're basically just missing out on the buff that she's giving you if you're not using this new uniform. Yeah, so it all looks really good, and the skill rotation that I found that works pretty well for Vision here is you start off with that third skill, get that damage accumulation, get hit a few times, whoop, hop into the fourth skill, cancel it into the fifth skill, and that's where your damage proc's going to be. So then you can use the second skill to stall for that extra second, and then you just kind of repeat the rotation. You'll have to sit for a second here and then do the same combo. Yeah, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Vision is looking really good. I like this rework. It's has really good, let's see, survivability, good damage. So yeah, he's getting everything that he needs. So now let's go ahead and hop actually into a little bit of World Boss so I can show you the damage and survivability and not just say that he has good damage and survivability. Alright, so here we are at Proxima. We're going to be taking him in on stage 37. And yes, as you can see here, I do have Ebony Maw's leadership for the energy attack because Vision is one of those characters that has energy attack as his main stat, but then all of his skills actually end up dealing physical damage. So you do want to use an energy damage leadership for him, but he will be doing physical damage as his actual final kind of value. So that's why we're going against Proxima here. So let's go ahead and load that up. We have Shuri for her tier 2 passive and a little extra survivability just in case we need it. But as you notice, we are going to be trying out Vision's Age of Ultron uniform right here, so I can show you the kind of damage with the base rework, and then we'll hop into his new Uncanny Avengers uniform and see how much more damage he actually gets with that uniform. Alright, here we go. So we'll switch over to Vision. We'll pop that third skill, get hit there a few times. Oh, we procced a little too early there. Alright, so we're going to stall now. Let's, let's hide it from that time freeze circle there. Alright, let's pop this again. Hop in, and here we go. As you can see, the damage is pretty nice right now. Then we use the second skill here, pop into the third skill, go back down, and blast Proxima. I have noticed that sometimes it's a little tricky to get my damage proc to go off correctly. Did it go off correctly there? No, it went off a little too soon there. It's either a little too early or a little too late, so there's definitely a little something to work on for the timing of the damage proc, but there we go. That's a lot better, but as you can see, he's hitting really good, actually. He's got really good damage now with this rework, and this is with his old uniform. Oh, we missed the damage proc there, but yeah, so Vision is looking really good in terms of his damage right now, and as you can see, his survivability was really good as well, because we were in there for a minute, and we only took a little bit of residual kind of lightning damage when I was trying to run away and stall for time. So let's go ahead and swap over to the new uniform and see how much more damage he does. Alright, so we're back now with the Uncanny Avengers uniform here for Vision. So now we're going to be rocking that extra 20% from the uniform bonus, and then we're going to be rocking that extra 20% from the 5th skill change. So we should be seeing quite a bit more damage out of Vision here. Oh, we had the exact same thing happen this time around. I missed the damage proc, but as you can see, even missing damage proc, we still did a respectable amount of damage here. So let's go ahead and do that. And now, boom, there we go. So as you can see, yes, it is definitely noticeable, but we are, like I said, getting 40% all attack, or 40% more all attack from this uniform compared to the other one, between the uniform bonus and then the buff on the 5th skill. So yeah, Vision, I'm really liking Vision. This rework is actually solid rework for Vision. It'll bring him back to a usable level, so you can use him for War Boss Ultimate, you can use him in Shadowland, and you're not going to feel like he's too sluggish or anything like that, because he's definitely pulling his own weight here. I am missing some damage procs here, so let's see if we can fix that. We're taking a few hits there. Oh. He does do a few hits at the start of the 3rd skill, so you do need to keep that in mind, but for the most part, it usually doesn't trigger my... Oh, we had the residual damage from the bombs trigger that one. Alright, come on, let's stall for time. Here we go. Go down, and... Oh, well, I'm missing my damage procs, but anyway, you saw a few where I was actually hitting the damage procs, and he was hitting really hard. That was like a bar and a half worth of damage or more, depending on how much of the accumulation you actually get. So, Vision, looking solid. I'm definitely a fan of the rework. I'll probably be getting the uniform. I might wait for Black Friday. I think I'm going to wait for Black Friday to pick up any of these uniforms on my main account, just because it's so close. So I don't really know if I want to justify spending the extra little bit of crystals if I don't have to. So I might as well just wait till then. But Vision is looking solid. Even without the uniform, he was performing very, very well. The only thing the uniform is giving him is more damage. It's not going to really change his survivability or anything like that. So he's going to have all of that at the start. So you can take advantage of that right away as soon as the update drops if you didn't want to pick up the uniform. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. And of course, I will catch you in the next one.